The clearest consequences of the war in the Middle East is the surge in the price of oil. That has to be seen as a bad thing for most people around the world. But what about for those countries that produce and export the stuff? Is it equally simple that for them the price rise is just good news? Take Nigeria, for example, Africa's leading oil exporter. Jide Pratt is country manager at Trade Grid and a specialist on the energy market.
Every time crude oil prices rise, for someone who produces crude oil, then what it means is that from a revenue standpoint, we earn more money as a country. So that's a positive. The second thing would be if you looked at it that from the refinery point of view, for a long period of time, we didn't have enough refineries in Nigeria. Most of them were moribund. Now we have a super refinery. So from a refinery point of view, it's also a net positive for Nigeria. So top of my head, those are the two major positives with rising crude oil prices for Nigeria.
Right. But at the same time, I mean, obviously Nigeria has long been an oil exporter, and those riches, that revenue hasn't necessarily been felt throughout the country. So is it possible to gauge how far this benefit is being spread?
And when you look at it, that someone who produces so much oil, the first thing is that when we couldn't refine, we found out that we had to export all the oil and then import petroleum products in terms of distillates, refined petroleum products. So at the stage we are now, crude oil prices have gone up. So while the revenue for the government in terms of the Federation account is higher, sadly, the prices of petrol, diesel, gas, which are the things that affect the average everyday man in Nigeria, have also gone up. And that's because there's a direct relationship between crude oil prices and what you call refined petroleum prices. So sadly, transportation has gone up. There are now attendant and I'll say inflationary effects as well. So while we're earning on the revenue side for the Federation, the effects are a bit far-reaching in terms of public transportation and things like inflation.
It goes beyond oil. So when things like liquid natural gas, LNG, are affected by the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, then that can drive up prices because it can affect fertilizers and other things that are so important for food. So what you're suggesting is that although there may be some benefit to government revenue, in the shorter term, people are likely to feel the inflationary effects of all this.
That is so correct. And when you look at things like what are the ways around this, Nigeria produces a lot of crude oil, but she also produces a lot of gas. While gas is cleaner and cheaper, sadly, we haven't been able to, and I'll use the word commercialize in terms of public transportation. So the question comes to mind, what should happen now in the interim? If revenues are increasing, it means that when you look at benchmark budget prices, $65 a barrel, crude oil is about $115 today. So the question is that does the government want to relook that situation and offer open market selling price of crude oil for the local refineries at a discount rate instead of a premium? That might be one way to look at it in the short run.
And there was Jide Pratt, country manager at Trade Grid, specialist on the energy market, speaking to me from the Nigerian city of Lagos.